My guy.
What's good?
What up, man? What up?
Chilling.
That's right. Got back a little late.
It's all good. It's all good. So when we as far as when we hit, I'll let you lead. You know what I'm saying? You lead us in. I'll let you give your discussion, then I give my piece, and then we move to the next.
Right.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
Gonna keep it like that.
Cool. Okay.
Here we go. All right,
And I'll mute while you're going too.
okay, yeah, no. Yo, what is up? Welcome back to Blues House, man. I'm your host, Bluminati, and we got the homie Kobe as always. What up, Kobe?
What's good?
Yeah, man. It was a pretty easy day for me today, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just chilled out, looked up, was you know what I'm saying, trying to look up ways to grow this channel.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying, did that, watched a little bit of got my Loki on.
Right.
You know, we're gonna get into that in a second. But yeah, man, how was your day?
It was cool. It was cool. I had a lot of driving to do, but it was a decent day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go. Get some of this hot air up out this garage, man.
Cool.
But yeah, man. So you had to do a lot of driving. What you was
Yeah, I had some clients out far, so and they were kind of spaced out time wise, so
right.
had to stretch the day out a little bit.
That's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with a little hard work.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with that at all.
So yeah, you know how to do it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you want to support the channel, you can donate at the Cash App, which is Bluminati. That's $BLUMINATI. Or you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse, BLUSHOUSE. So yeah, let's hop into it, man. Where am I at? Loki, what was this? Episode 3?
F3, yep.
Loki episode 3. Spelled that all wrong. So I think how I'm looking at it, you know what I'm saying? Because okay, let's do it like this. What did you enjoy this episode?
I thought it was a nice change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
It stuck with the fact that I feel like this whole thing is just one. It would play well as a movie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, not in these stopping points. It would just play well as a movie going all the way through. I kind of feel like they shot it that way.
right.
You look at it like, you know, they didn't film it like a TV show. You know, we're gonna cut here. You know, this is the end of the episode. No, they filmed it like all the way through like a movie, and I feel like this episode kind of showed that. You know, like I guess the way I would say it is, and this has kind of been the constant for me, like I said, with these MCU shows, they feel like just movies. The movies that they had ideas for, but they end up being too long, and it's like, oh, well, let's just turn it into a series.
I can see that. I look at it like kind of the same way.
Yeah.
But these are movies that they thought maybe couldn't make $1 billion.
Right. My thoughts exactly. I agree 100%.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. These are and that's why you get characters, you know, some of these characters that we're getting, you know, not big name characters. It's a couple of characters that they bring in that they can play with, you know what I'm saying? Really don't hold no credence to what the fan, you know, I mean, the fan's gonna talk one way or the other, but since it's not the movie, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'll let that slide. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I understand.
Go ahead and play with this character, you know, make an amalgam or
right.
You know,
because they've been doing that a lot. Like they smash about 2 or 3 characters into one character, and I feel like that's to, like I said, to still add different aspects of different characters to kind of pump one up. Like we have, I feel like I said, like our discussion tonight.
Right.
Yeah. They beef up these characters, and they've kind of been a little bit of, I wouldn't say overpowered, but it's always been like a mystery to figure them out. Like with Falcon and Winter Soldier, Contessa, we came up, she's the amalgamation of like 2 or 3 different characters. And like I said, she was a mystery. So this Lady Loki / Enchantress / Sylvie, a mystery so far. We don't know anything about them.
Right. And good segue, man.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I named this one, you know what I'm saying, who is, you know what I'm saying, Lady Loki or Enchantress.
Right.
Who is Sylvie, right? So let's do a dive into Lady Loki or you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick with calling her Lady Loki for right now, or just Sylvie.
Fair enough. Okay, because Enchantress hasn't been established yet.
Hasn't been established yet. So my question is Lady Loki the actual villain of the series, or is, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I'll start it off. I don't believe that she's the actual villain of the series. I think she's actually gonna end out coming out being the good guy, or being looked at as a protagonist and not an antagonist, the way it's kind of been laid out, you know what I'm saying, how they kind of laid it out. And she has she's got a thing against the TVA, you know what I'm saying? Seems like she's been after the TVA for a long time, and I'm gonna hit on that also. But I just think that, and also I don't think she's a variant. Also, I don't think let me not say she's not a variant. I don't think she's a variant of Loki. That's what I don't think. I don't think she's a variant of Loki. But yeah, I don't think, because her motivation behind what she does seems like a noble cause. And from watching this episode and the things that happened in this episode, the revelations that we got, yeah, she might have a noble crusade. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? How do you feel about that?
I still, like I said, she's still shrouded in a little bit of mystery. It's hard for me to put my finger on exactly which character I want to name her. You know what I'm saying? Rather it be Enchantress or Lady Loki, or they're calling her Sylvie, so that's the way I I feel like if it is that's what it's gonna be. I've heard a lot of people say that she's maybe has worked for the TVA. I don't necessarily think that's true.
Yeah, me neither. I saw that too. I don't know.
But I do think she's under some kind of guidance. I don't see her being I don't necessarily see her being a bad character.
Right.
Because she wants to be. I see it being more of like, I have my own agenda, but I'm rolling with whoever she's rolling with to try to get over on them. You know what I'm saying? I just keep it, because if we're gonna call her Lady Loki, I want to treat her like a Loki. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cunning, trickster. I'm always trying to get over on someone, so I'll use whoever I got to use and step on whoever I got to step on to accomplish my goals. You know what I'm saying? And whether it be tricking you or enchanting you, or you know what I'm saying, even just stabbing you in the back, step on to accomplish my goals. Yeah, man. I just like I said, I feel like her end game is deeper. She's playing like a long game. Like you said, it's a long con. Maybe for this Loki, I think it's a long con for her too. She's got a plan, and it's different from whoever she's working with.
Yeah.
It's the same. They're trying to accomplish certain things together, but it's different. Her end game is different.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I agree with that. To deviate a little bit, do you think that she's a Loki? Because let's go back to what she said. Um, she said, "Don't call her Loki," and that
Mm-hmm.
she prefers Sylvie, right?
Right.
Now we know Sylvie Lushton, character from the comic books, aka Enchantress. You know what I'm saying? She was, I guess you could say, the second version of Enchantress, and that Loki actually gave her powers. So, what if? I'm gonna do a little speculation here.
Okay.
What if that's exactly what this is? You know what I'm saying? What if this is actually not the full 100% backstory of the comics, but this is a variant that Loki found. You know what I'm saying? Taught her ways. That's because she did go back and say that she was uh adopted. I'm kind of skipping all over the place, but what do you think she's an actual Loki variant? Because that's one thing that's getting to me. Because if she's a Loki variant, sooner or later she should find out that she is a frost giant. Am I correct?
Right.
Like stuff like that should happen. She made it seem like she just knew magic on her own, or she learned magic on her own. Um, yeah. So I just don't believe that she's a Loki variant. You know what I'm saying? She is a variant, but not a Loki variant. That's how I'm looking at it. I
Well,
could be wrong.
I don't even think she's that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she is the Sylvie from, because like I said, you got to think about the fact, and I was listening to kind of some theories and kind of listening to some things, and I kind of came up with this, that if you think about it, we just had Ragnarok, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of the Asgardians dead. Not all of them, but
Not all of
most of them
right.
dead and
Mhm.
relocated.
Right.
Loki included.
Okay.
I feel like I said, Marvel likes to do this. They like to smash those stories together.
Right.
That's what that's kind of where I'm at. You know, we just had Ragnarok. Let's give them I call, you
Mhm.
know, but we'll call it something different and kind of exploit this character as well.
So you think it's a
I
mash
think,
of I call and Sylvie?
yes, I think this is the Loki that died, and I put "died" in quotation marks
Mm-hmm.
at the in game or Infinity War. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Hmm.
That's where I'm at, and the reason why I say that is I can't I can't remember who made the statement. Somebody I let me see who said it, because I was thinking about that today. Somebody said that none of these characters ever really die, and everybody keeps thinking Spider-Man, and I thought, okay, well, if that applies to this universe, it should apply to definitely to an Asgardian. You know, if we're going to call him an Asgardian,
Right.
Loki an Asgardian, it should also apply to somebody who is as a god, essentially a god. You know what I'm saying? How can they really, their spirit doesn't die. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I feel like maybe that shell of that Loki is dead, but this is kind of what I'm saying, where the spirit ended up, instead of, the body of Lady Civ, why not just use the Sylvie character, because New Asgard, it kind of, we could just throw that in there somewhere. To me, if that's the way they go with this, I feel like it's a little lazy.
That they killed, that this is the Loki that was murdered by
Thanos. Right.
And
so
then that spirit got into Sylvie's body some kind of way.
Right.
Okay. And I don't have, that's kind of pulling from the comics, but what is why? How does that happen? I guess why, what I'm saying? Why what is it magic spell he cast before he was murdered to make sure that his spirit passed on to another Asgardian? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is that what it is?
It's possible. I mean, I can't put my finger on how, because we keep saying, they pull from so many different stories.
Right.
It's hard to really pinpoint which direction they're going to go, because they show you just enough to get you to speculate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the way they end these episodes, like I said, it shows us just enough to get us to speculate. So I feel like that's where the story will go.
Okay. I don't have no issue with that. Like I said, my only thing is I'm gonna stick with what I said. I don't think I just don't think she's a Loki variant. And I know, it seems, because think about everything that's been going on with the MCU shows.
Right.
I think this is gonna play the same way. Scarlet Witch, we find out everything that was happening, none of it is even remotely close to what we thought it was, right?
Right.
Everything that they gave us in our face, none of it was correct. You know what I'm saying? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. John, you know what I'm saying? Like John Walker, him getting the shield. We knew that he wasn't going, you know what I'm saying, end up being Captain America for too long or whatever. But the way they presented it, like he was going to be Captain America going forward for at least a while, you know what I'm saying? Until some of those leaks came out with Falcon getting, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think the toy leaked or something like that, and that kind of just blew that whole thing up. But and we also know that they suffer from, you know what I'm saying, the pandemic, cutting and chopping, stuff like that.
Yep.
With Loki, it doesn't suffer from the pandemic, but I think they're still sticking to what you see is not what you know what I'm saying, what's
presented to you. Right.
It's not real. You know
right.
And I think, it's Loki. It's illusions. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You always talk about chaos. I think that's exactly what we're getting. And I'm going to get into this actual episode in a second. Let me go on. Why do you think she wants to destroy the TVA, though?
I feel like that has to do with the reason why there's, and I don't mean to skip ahead, but when we're talking about this episode, the main thing that I saw, and this is where I keep seeing them doing they're kind of foreshadowing a lot.
Right.
This is where I keep seeing it. So you have these TVA agents, right? And also the people that work in the TVA, right?
Mm-hmm.
No memory of anything before the TVA other than Mobius with the jet skis, right?
Right.
So with all these people being just, following orders, things like that, I feel like when you look at something like this, why would they just be following orders? And that brings me to 2 points.
Okay.
We keep bringing up Kang, right? That name keeps getting tossed around. What's his power set? What's his what does he carry? What's his tools? What's his weapons?
Like
he has a gun that zaps will.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it seems like nobody in the TVA has any free will.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is how you get TVA agents in this timeline. They're people with their will completely zapped, or robots.
Oh, wait. So, what we know, Kang does use robots.
Yep.
But in what sense? As far as the Loki series, what do you mean robots? Like that?
All of the TVA agents, anybody that works in the TVA, they're androids, robots.
Well, but we got, you know what I'm saying? She said that all the TVA workers are all variants. She did.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're going to play to the theme of we can't really take anything that they say at face value, I break it down deeper than that. I feel like Ravonna Renslayer says anything to keep anybody from questioning anything.
Right.
Anybody that's not a TVA agent. Because who cares about what they think? Their will is completely zapped in my eyes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe they're just people plucked from time.
Yeah. I'm not discounting the robot thing. But I guess I
It's
just
just another tangent. I think
it is.
it could be an interesting tangent, but I more think that it's people displaced from time
Yep.
with the will zapped.
With the wheels app. I mean, because that seems to be a running theme too that Loki
About
keeps
the free will.
about free will. Yeah. So I think she wants to destroy the TVA. Or I don't think she even knows what's her motivation. Maybe I think she was raised by somebody who had a beef with the with the TVA, right? Or Kang or whoever. And I think that person was a future somebody from maybe Kang's uh when he came up. You know what I'm saying? Like this person knows all about Kang, he knows the truth about the TVA, all of that. And I think that person taught Sylvie, Lady Loki or whatever, everything that he knew. And before he passed, you know what I'm saying? Or he couldn't get everything out before he passed. I think he was caught and he was, you know what I'm saying? They hit him, they what they call it, reset him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened. And she doesn't, all she knows is the TVA are bad. So she has to stop them. And I don't think she has the real motivation, but I think we're gonna get to that coming up. I think we're gonna get more from Sylvie. Because you know it's rumored that episodes 4 and 5 are going to be, you know, some real smoke in the city type episodes. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're going to get all of that, and we're going to get probably the truth about who Sylvie, aka Lady Loki, really is, as far as her heritage, where she comes from, who she was adopted by, all of that. But yeah, as of right now, I don't think she has a real reason why she wants to get rid of the TVA. Not yet. I don't think it's been revealed yet. If you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
I just think about it. And we don't know how old Sylvie is. Sylvie could be thousands of years old, just like Loki is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If taking, let's take face value. Let's say she is a variant. That would make her thousands of years older. And to go back on the variant, the reason I don't think she's a variant is because they showed us what a Loki variant looks like.
Yep. It looks like Loki.
It looks like Loki, right? Why was there a deviation to the female gender?
Right.
You know what I'm saying with Loki? That to me that makes no sense. Unless we're not talking because then to me we're not talking about time anymore. Now we're talking about different dimensions or different universes.
Right.
Because the way they make it seem like the sacred timeline is linear. You know what I'm
saying?
Everything from this starting point. So if Loki started in 1,000 years ago, every Loki that stepped off that timeline is a variant, right?
Right.
So if that, but they all had to come from one Loki. That's how I look at the time. I could be mistaken, but do you look at the timeline that same way? Like everything has to come from one source.
Of course. I mean, there's got to be a main continuity, of course.
Right. Mm-hmm.
A main flow of energy and then branches off of that. Yes.
So why would, and I guess maybe if she is a variant, I guess we'll get that told too. Why does Loki end up looking like that? Blonde hair, you know what I'm saying, little petite woman, you know,
right.
With no memory. Like that, that's another thing too. Like she has no memory of how she grew up.
She just kind of goes for it.
Right.
Her story is kind of like the same story you tell if you didn't have a story.
If you didn't have a story. What if I got one for you?
Okay.
And I think you said it. Was it you who said she might be a TVA agent herself?
No, somebody else said that, but yeah.
Let's say she is a TVA agent who tracked down plenty of Lokis. One Loki got to her, right? Took her off the map for a while. The reason why they're looking for her because she's so important to the TVA. Maybe she's important to the TVA.
Right.
Because what did they say about Loki or this Loki? That this Loki was way more dangerous than Loki Prime.
Yep.
What make her way more dangerous?
Knowledge.
Right. That's the only thing. It's not that she's going around killing timekeepers or Minutemen or whatever, or stealing the resetting timelines and stuff, that's really no big deal. If they can fix all that. In
Right.
actuality, that can be fixed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They get to it in time, reset another charge or whatever, they could fix all that.
Right.
Her knowledge is something that she has that is making her dangerous. And since she doesn't know it, because like she said, only thing she knows is that she was adopted and she ain't really got no memories of who her mother what she said, faint memories of who her mother was or something like that, or it's something like that, right? So yeah, I might change back and say that she was a TVA agent named Sylvie who chased down a Loki variant. This Loki variant,
Which sounds like the old man Loki they keep trying to portray Richard E. Grant as, right?
there you go. Yep. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep.
So, and maybe that's the person who adopted her. And time works differently in the TVA or just in the quantum realm in general. So if they're think about what made her learn how to go from apocalypse to apocalypse.
Right.
In that. You know what I'm saying? If I could find a spot that's going to be destroyed, I hide in that for a little while, and I could just keep going back, just like Loki said. I can just keep going back to this spot, rewind, keep going back. Oh, it got destroyed. Rewind, go back. You know what I'm saying? So, and she knew when they teleported, she knew exactly where they were at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she knows all the apocalyptic spots to go to and hide. But yeah, what was that? Which one was that? Oh, okay. And that kind of segues into the next thing. Who was she adopted by?
Okay.
And I'll let you go on that one. Who do you think adopted her, or who her parents were, stuff like that? Matter of fact, we can knock out 2 and 1. Who was she adopted by, and who taught her magic?
Okay. I feel like when you have somebody like her who, and this is why I keep thinking this is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel like somebody who, like you said, I'm a co-sign on what you just said about a Loki getting to her and who her being adopted by.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be true, but I don't think that, like I said, I think that this is like, man, that's a hard theory to jump into.
It is.
No, I have an idea, but like it's hard because, like I said, I mean, she can fight, she does, and that's the thing. I won't even necessarily say she does. She does lots of different types of magic. She just enchants.
That's it, right? That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I just with her just being just being able to enchant, I can't necessarily say that I feel like Loki taught her how to do her magic.
Okay.
Because if he taught her how to do her magic, if you go back and look, he's not. I mean, enchantment is, yeah, he can do it, but does he really need to? He's more of illusions and teleportation and telekinesis,
Remember what he said, though, Coach. Remember what he said about enchantment. He said enchantment is a weak man's game.
Right.
He knows how to enchant. Matter of fact, I'm gonna answer this, and then we're gonna get into some. We're gonna dive a little deeper into what I think about this whole episode.
Okay.
Well, not to cut you off. Are you finished? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. We're good.
All right. I do think that she was adopted. I think a Loki variant adopted her.
Adopted her. Okay.
Yeah. Or took her in
symbolically, right?
Symbolically took her in. And she probably picked up some magic stuff like that. But I think they was always on the run. Always on the run. She might even made it to Asgard. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I do think she has some Asgardian knowledge about her. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think she was adopted by a Loki variant. Hell, it could have been old than his damn self. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But she was either adopted by Loki, a Loki variant, or an Asgardian. She was taught magic by either Loki or Frigga, just like
Right.
Loki was. You know what I'm saying? I think her backstory, or because they kind of tried to play it like they had some sibling vibes going on. You know what I'm saying? Some people said, look a little romantic. I don't think it was romantic in the sense of, catching feelings that way. I think it was more romantic in a brotherly, sisterly love type situation. Them looking at each other like maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we are one and the same. That type of situation, right?
Okay.
So that's how I feel about that. But like I said, let's go deep.
Okay.
Deep. Loki, or let's go when she tried. Let's go from the top.
Okay.
Episode 2. Loki explained the power set of Lokis. He explained what he can do.
Yep.
And he talked about enchantment, and that's when he said it was a weak man's game.
Yep.
So he knows enchantment. Now let's fast forward episode 3. She tried to enchant him, and he said,
Yep.
"What are you doing?
Trying to enchant me?" Right.
Right. You can't. I'm too strong for that. My
Right.
mind's too strong, which means if you know how to block something, you know how to do it also. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
in the magic realm, I'm pretty sure you, in order to come up with some kind of defense against something, you have to know how it works. But he spent the whole majority of the episode asking her questions about, well, how do you do an enchantment?
Right.
Oh, so that's how you do an enchantment? Oh, I never really thought about that. So you just reach in and, you know what I'm saying? But he already knew how to do an enchantment early. He just said, you can't enchant me because my mind's too strong. Right. And then because she wanted her little diatribe about, weak-minded people, I can get them. But if somebody's mind is little, you know what I'm saying?
It's tricky.
Right. It's tricky. Now, think about the foreshadowing of the episode. How did the episode start?
It started with them in the TVA.
No. Well, yeah. But what was Sylvie doing?
Tried to get in the elevator. Oh, no. Well, with the enchantment. My bad. Yeah. She started with her in the enchantment. Oh, okay. So I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going. So
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, I want you to finish.
I was going to say, so remember, long game, big con. Loki, this is about Loki. That's what everybody keep forgetting. This is about who Loki is.
Right.
This is ultimately what we get. I know TVA, time travel.
It's just subtext.
Kang, I know. This is about who Loki is.
Right.
Why he is the god of mischief. Why he keeps saying, I'm a god, I'm a god, I'm a god. He said that a million times.
Because he's going to make them believe it.
Right. Even after he was so-called humbled by the power of the TVA.
Right.
He says, I'm a god. He's still saying I'm a god. She asked him, well, why did you do that? Well, I am a god. You know what I'm saying? He still, so that's letting us know that he still believes he's a god. He's a god. Right. God of mischief. Not only that, right? We know that during the little fight, he, you know what I'm saying? He took the what is it called?
The transporter.
Right. He he stole it from her or whatever. Now, during the time that she tried to enchant him, did he enchant her?
At the same time that she touched him?
Yeah.
Because she instantly went to sleep afterwards and woke up.
Not
instantly. Not then. They had dialogue in between, and then she passed out.
No, not in the train.
Oh, when they fought.
Not in the right. When they fought, did he enchant her?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Think about it. Boom, that happens. They go through the only thing is, I'm gonna have to let me replay it back in my mind. Did she try to enchant him while they were on the planet though, right?
She's tried multiple times.
When was the time when when was the time when he was like, "What are you doing?"
On the train.
That was on the train.
Yes.
Okay. Well, to me, it still works. It still works.
It still works. From the train going forward.
The train going forward. Because hold on, wait. When
that makes sense too, though, because when she opened her eyes, he had his variant costume on, the TVA variant costume on. Why would he have changed out of their disguise to get himself thrown off the train?
Mm-hmm.
So they're still on the train. She's just asleep.
See, I think, like I said, to me, it's a big con. This is one big Loki con. He's supposedly the thing doesn't work. He only used it one time.
Right.
No juice. Is that him making it look like
he knows how to mimic her voice? He heard her enough.
You know,
he's the god of mischief, trickery. He's a trickster.
So then they, they got to go and figure out how to get energy for this thing to work, even though they only used it one time. Why? You know what I'm saying? And plus, you're from an advanced technology. You mean to tell me
it's got a finite power source, right? I thought about that too. That kind of tripped me out.
Then he gets thrown off the train, and now it's broken.
Yep.
You see where I'm going with this?
Right.
So I think she's been enchanted.
Yep.
Somewhere down the line, it happened. And I think we're going to get a flashback of that also, because he was I was talking about it today. I was like, man, I kind of didn't like the way they portrayed Loki in this episode. But the more I thought about it, was this him just acting that way on purpose?
Yep.
Like they made him seem like he was just a bumbling
outlandish.
Yeah. Didn't know what was going on. Didn't know how to work a machine. You know what I'm saying? Just silly things, silly happenings with Loki.
Right.
One thing Loki isn't is silly. One thing he isn't is silly. Especially
this version.
Right.
This is the same version of Loki who was trying to take over the world.
Mm-hmm. For Thanos. Right.
Yep.
For Thanos. So I just, like I said, I'm just, that's what I'm sticking with. One big long.
I got another one. Something that keeps getting thrown around, and I feel like everybody's looking at it wrong.
Okay.
Everybody keeps saying time works differently in the TVA, right?
Mm-hmm.
If time worked differently in the TVA, they would be going through time faster than we are, right? That's how that would go, right? It wouldn't be slower.
Well, okay, let's go back to what Ant-Man said. Ant-Man said for him,
he was there for 5 minutes. It was 5 years on our world.
Years, right.
So that means it's faster for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So in that case, if time is okay, go ahead.
Not to cut you off, they can move up and down the timeline.
This is why, but here's where I think.
Okay.
I don't think that they move forward or backwards in time. Mm-hmm. I think they're stopped.
Okay, tell me what you mean by stopped.
I think that time is not where they are. AKA why the time stone wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're outside of that elemental, you know what I'm saying? So they keep saying time works differently here, and everybody keeps saying it works faster. It's stopped.
There is no time.
There is no time.
Okay.
There is no time. So like I said, it makes sense for this to be happening coincided with a big event, I think.
Okay, what's the big event?
I think that the timelines that they're trying to clean up, and this is kind of a tangent, but the timelines that the TVA is trying to clean up,
right?
Their goal, I think, is to stop, I'm sorry, for Lady Loki's timeline.
Okay.
I think hers is to stop all of this, to like anything that would start something for a superhero, or you know what I'm saying, somebody to have course to stop a takeover of the world. That's where all those the time grenades,
Right.
that's where they all went. So this is, I feel like this is kind of a game to
Okay.
someone.
To some,
It's
yeah,
not
no,
necessarily,
yeah.
it's a takeover, but it's a game at the same time.
Right.
Maybe a wager.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay.
Maybe the, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like I can do this, or you know what I'm saying, or like I said, it's got bigger stakes
Right.
because, like I said, for all those specific dates, for her to drop those bombs too, why? That still hasn't been revealed, and I feel like that's a big deal.
I think so too. But you know, we did get some big deal things in the previous shows too that didn't amount.
But it never really it never went forward on.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
I don't know. One little caveat. I saw somebody had pointed out that that time it was, I forgot what they put. I think one of the timelines was in Thailand or something like that. It was somewhere over there. They're saying that that's Skull Island, because the guy who played the one who had the desk drawer full of Infinity Stones, that guy, he starred with Tom Hiddleston in Skull Island. So I'm thinking, remember we said some of those could just be, odes to either, cast and crew, stuff like that. And I think somebody found out that one of those dates was just, a Kong Easter egg, since Tom Hiddleston was in Skull Island, and so was the guy who was. Let me see. I wonder if I can find that.
I think I saw that you're talking about. Okay, so we're trying to say those dates don't make sense.
No, I'm not going. I just think just one of them. I think some of those dates do make sense because we got Ego, we took the Ego, Vormir. Some of those dates or dates, places, and dates and times, I think they do have a some kind of relevance to something, right? But not all. I don't think all of them do. Like I said, some of them probably just were cast and crew birthdays or places of birth, stuff like that. But probably majority, if it's that, it could be something like remember, WandaVision had the engineer, right? Mm-hmm. That never materialized into anything,
right?
I don't even, did Falcon and Winter Soldier have something? If they did, I probably didn't pay attention to it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they did, and whatever it was, it didn't materialize to anything. So this could also be one of, what I'm saying, something.
It was the dude getting Falcon's wings.
Yep. Didn't materialize to nothing. Right. He's supposed to be the next Falcon. So,
right.
But yeah, I just think they do stuff like that. I think that's just Marvel's way of leaving a thread that they can pull on anytime that they need, to create more story or content like that. And I'm not mad at them for it, but it does kind of get aggravating that,
sloppy, right?
You know what I'm saying? It does kind of get aggravating. Question.
Okay.
Did Loki use the time stone?
Do we think he stole one while he was in the TVA?
I mean,
if I was Loki, man, I would have stolen one of every stone.
I probably have a necklace full of them. Yeah,
right. I would have. I mean, all of them.
Right. But do you think he used it? Pushing that building back, because to me,
everybody says telekinesis.
Right, but that didn't look telekinetic.
It looked telekinetic. Right, and that's the thing. Also, if we're right in the middle of an enchantment, like you said, I mean, wouldn't it make sense?
Right.
That he could have ultimate power? Hey, I'll just turn time back.
Right. So either with the stone, or like you said, we're in an enchantment and he just, because it was almost like, hold on, I got it. Right.
Like light work.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For him to be
right.
Loki had been getting thrown around.
Right. And
For
this
the
dude
past,
stopped the whole building from
right,
falling on top of
he just
people.
stopped the whole
Light
building
work.
from falling.
That's what I'm like. Come on, like I mean, it took like four of them to throw him out of, you know what I'm saying, the window of the train.
But he said
Right.
to me, that shouldn't even like to me.
Well, should have never happened.
How did that happen? How did he went from fighting to now he's gloating and being just, oh, they threw me out of the train? Like, nah. To me, that was pre-planned. And then
Yep.
she, you know what I'm saying? She has the
She
idea,
fell right into it.
right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
That's where we're at. Yeah.
uh
She's the one getting played now.
getting played. Yeah. I think that's and lamentus. What does that actually mean? I think what is it, Italian?
I guess a lament. Yeah.
Because in the books, it's actually a planet which leads
Right.
to annihilation. Was that annihilation? Yep, annihilation, which had some Adam Warlock elements. Now, Magus. Yep.
Magus.
Mm-hmm. Who dealt with Magus? Cain.
Right.
So what is lamentus? Lamentus meaning. There we go. It's Latin. Oh, excuse me. It's not giving me a definition. Verb form of lamentor. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not giving me a definition. Noun. Nope. But I'm pretty sure it's lamentus and lament probably the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lament means a passionate expression of grief or sorrow, or to mourn a person's loss or death. I wonder if that plays into this. How does that play into this episode? Who would be mourned? Who would have died? Or what would be mourned, or what would have died?
Not sure. Let's see.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that has a real, you know what I'm saying, like a meaning to this episode.
Definition.
Yeah. It's not just the planet. It's not just them saying, okay, they went to Lamentus, which is a call back to the comics. I think this has some significance to the actual. Let me see if I can.
And that's the thing. Why there?
Right. There was a reason. And that's what I'm saying.
All places. I mean, and I think Sylvie even harped on that. Why here of all places?
Right.
Don't you know nobody makes it off this moon? Yeah.
Yeah, she knew. And that's what I'm saying. She knew exactly what it was.
That's exactly why. Okay. So, and that's the thing. He wouldn't have done that at random.
Right. Now, he would have went to some place that he probably knew.
Yep. So maybe that even is still the enchantment.
Right. Because he's inside her mind. He would know. But think about how she enchanted, or what she said about somebody with a strong wood. You have to find something of theirs to grab hold of, you know what I'm saying, from their past. And that's what she had to do with that TVA agent. She grabbed hold of something that they liked in the past and started coaxing information out of her because she got her, her comfortable. But Loki doesn't need Lady Loki comfortable. She wants her off her, you know what I'm saying? She wants her sporadic. She wants her uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? That way I can make you trust me.
Right.
Because you know what I'm saying? I can show you, because in this world, I can basically control everything that's going on. So I can do this, and then you'll end up trusting me going forward. My thing is, how do they get out of the enchantment without her knowing? Because it seems like the way she does it, when they do wake up, you know what I'm saying, they're out of it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They know something has happened to them. So I wonder how that happens. And the way the episode ended, to me, kind of contradicts what I said, because unless he's just playing that role, you know what I'm saying, that role that hard, because when the ship blew up, he looked in distaste, like, oh, what the, you know what I'm saying? And she saw it, and she was like, well, that's it. And she just turned around and walked away. Now, do you think he was just playing up to his role of the enchantment, or do you think that maybe that wasn't supposed to go that way?
Nah, I feel like it's if he's playing the game, he had that part figured out.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not, I'm not gonna get us this far and then get stuck. I don't feel like he plans that way. You know,
Right.
if you gotta think about him, he's very tactical, very tactful. You know what I'm saying? Lots of I would say couth.
Okay.
So, and you got to think about how sly this character has been.
Right. Right. And that's why I'm saying we've got it all wrong.
Yeah, he's
We're looking at
sly.
it
He's
the wrong way.
way too sly for that. Right.
Why are we getting a story about Loki just getting played left and right?
All of a sudden.
Right. All of a sudden. He doesn't know about the TVA. He doesn't know. He sees this. This is a guy who Thanos being eternal. I'm pretty sure they're going to stick to that story.
Mhm.
Remember what he told Iron Man? You're not the only one burdened with knowledge and stuff like that. So I'm sure if Loki was running with Thanos at some point in time, he had to know about the TVA. I think Thanos knew about the TVA. I just think Thanos didn't give a damn about TVA.
Right. They went. How could they oppose him?
Right.
They would have to come to
right. They have to come to his world.
Right. And he's mastered that.
Right. And if I got the stones, you can't do nothing to me when I got the stones on. You know what I'm saying? In my universe.
So why would you even chase me?
Right. Because I'm all powerful right here. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that goes back to them saying what the Avengers did had to be done because we needed Thanos off the board.
We needed him off the board. He's the wild card.
Right. So I think Thanos knew about the TVA. I think Loki knows about the TVA. I just think he's playing it to the chest or to the vest, so to speak, and he's not showing his cards. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that makes sense because Loki just being outsmarted left and right. Now he can be beat.
Yeah.
You know,
he has been.
He has been beat, but it took
this one has not though.
No, he has. Remember, he was already captured. He was captured.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Right, he was captured. But I just think he knows more than what's letting on. You all right there, Cole? Did I lose you?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, my headphones came unplugged. But like I said, I agree, but then again, it's like he's still arrogant though. He's still, yeah, he's lost, but like you said, he's still the persona of I'm a god, I'm a god, I'm a god. You know what I'm saying? So how I feel like how can he be both? How can he be the beaten, bruised Loki?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And still be, this isn't, like I said, this isn't the Loki that's compassionate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This isn't that Loki. This is still cunning. I'm going to still try to stab you in the back first chance I get.
I got a question.
Okay.
And it just made me think. What if what we're seeing is multiple Lokis acting as one? TVA don't even know. What if that's what we're getting? And I just thought about this. What if we're getting 2 to 3 Lokis that's running around the TVA and on a Freaky Friday situation type thing?
Okay, give me a. How do you feel? How okay, so
because we get one Loki that saw Ragnarok, right? Then, like you said, we get an next thing you know, we also get an arrogant Loki who still doesn't believe that TVA is anything. Right. So what if that's what we're getting? What if we're getting a switcheroo every Loki that we're looking at is a, you know what I'm saying, is a switcheroo Loki.
It's a different one.
It's a different one.
Okay. What's the end game to that?
I don't know yet. I was just throwing that out. I haven't fully fleshed out that theory yet. But
Okay.
I'm just throwing it because we're dealing with Loki.
Yep.
And we're dealing with variants.
Right. That's the main thing is they keep throwing that word around. Yeah.
We're dealing with variants, but we've only seen for the most part, tangible wise, really one Loki.
Right.
I know they gave us this female, but in all reality, we've only seen one Loki. We haven't seen another Loki variant anywhere. But he's supposed to be the most sought after, you know what I'm saying? It seems like he's always deviating from the timeline.
Right.
That's the way they made it seem like. So, and I guess that goes back to, like you said, I forgot you said who the actor's name is who could be playing Old Man Loki. Or rumored to be, you know what I'm saying, to be playing that role. That's just what I'm thinking of. I mean, they say magic doesn't work in the TVA. What if it does? What if it does? They don't know.
Okay. So if that's the case, why did when he tried to enchant or she tried? Oh, that's the trick.
Or I'm gonna even go. I'm gonna go one more.
But that's the thing, though. To harp on what you said, when Sylvie tried to use her magic in the TVA,
it didn't work.
Sparked.
It
sparked, but it didn't work.
It didn't work. Loki couldn't even do nothing. Remember?
No. But that's the thing, though. Why did his not spark
at all?
Nothing. It's a show. It's a ruse. All of it, I think.
And that's what I was about to say. What if what if the TVA is
has captured Loki, but they have like a projection? You know what I'm saying? Or
vice versa. What if what we're watching is Loki conquering the TVA? And it's on a loop. What if we're watching Mobius or Kang or whoever's in charge of the TVA, watching what happened and how they were infiltrated by Loki, who is now, because we know Loki likes to, Loki, as much as he wants to take over the world, he doesn't mind working for someone.
Right.
Loki infiltrated the TVA, took it over for Kang or Immortus or whoever. What if that's the situation? Because the thing is, when we keep talking about time, right? When he teleported away, when he grabbed the Tesseract and teleported away, we don't know in between that. I know it made it seem like he had chains on and stuff still like that, but he fell and all of a sudden the chains broke off.
But that's also the thing. If he teleported, and that's the thing, he's been using the Tesseract. Why would he teleport himself to somewhere where he wasn't just, okay, I go somewhere where I know?
Yeah.
Not just to the desert to get captured.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's some stuff. Now, and this is just me talking, speculating. This, you know what I'm saying? We all know plot devices exist for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those could just be plot devices just to keep the story going. And, you know, the casual fan isn't really hyperventilating over the stuff that we are. You know what I'm saying? But as I'm sitting here just thinking about it, it kind of makes sense that this is about Loki being the ultimate con man. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not as deep as what I just said, I still think this is about Loki being the ultimate con man.
I still think like an agent of chaos.
Yeah, agent, but think about it. Chaos is chaos really chaos if I see, because if I know the hurricane is coming, it's not chaos. That's something I can either deviate, I can get out of the way, or I could be swept up into it. But that's not necessarily chaos because I know it's coming.
Right.
With Loki, an agent of chaos,
He's unpredictable.
Unpredictable. I don't see it coming.
Right.
That's what causes the chaos. Because when I think I'm in control, I'm not. And I think this whole thing is about control.
Right.
In control. Free will, like he kept saying, free will. You sure you got free will? What if he was just saying that because he already know that you don't have the free will?
Don't.
I'm gaming you right now.
Right.
Right now, I'm in control of this whole situation. What if you see them? What, and another thing, what if the stones do work? I don't know. Because what if he has the stones, mind stone, time stone? It seems like he's been using those powers.
Okay.
Telekinesis. We never saw him use telekinesis in none of the movies. Now he's telekinetic. Was he shooting lightning? Was he shooting green bolts of energy in Dark World when they were fighting the elves, dark elves? I think he was just using his daggers, right?
Right.
And even in Ragnarok,
I don't think Loki has any projectiles. Yeah.
But now he's
all of a sudden.
That'd be power. That'd be the power stone, right?
Right.
I don't know, man. And then it was kind of weird to me that, and you brought it up. I mean, when I saw it, it was still weird. It was like, why did he change back into the variant? You know, with the jacket with the variant on, even, and why would I do that if I'm trying to stay low key? No pun intended. If I'm trying to stay low key and out of sight so I can make it all the way to this arc, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Why would I do that?
He knows the arc blows up.
Right.
He had to know that it blows up.
Why am I playing? It's like he's playing a game with her. Yep. That's what I see. It's he's playing a game with her. He's sitting there drinking, and you know, like I said, this Loki is too what's the word I'm looking for? Just relaxed.
Right. It's a stressful situation, and like it's like even with her enchantment, when she enchanted the guard to let them through, she didn't pass her possession over to him like she normally does. It was more like, oh, I touch you, and then I can say what you say whatever I want you to.
Right.
Not like her. We've seen her enchantment powers work before, where
she's
took them over control. Right.
Right.
And she just hasn't noticed it yet. So that tells me that she really is a baby, like, to all of this. And doesn't even realize she's being conned.
She's being conned.
Her powers work. Okay, I know my powers don't work in a TVA.
Right.
Oh, damn it, her power's not supposed to work there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was a slip up.
Could have been.
Because if you look at her, she like looks at her hand and she like shakes her hand like,
right.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Right. It's a big misdirect.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
Yep.
And hopefully it comes that's what it is. It's a big con. Loki's about conning. It's a big con, man. We just broke it open.
Yep.
We just broke it open. There it is.
He still wants to be king. He still wants to be in charge. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Kang is involved. Somewhere. Immortus, Kang, whatever. I think Jonathan Major said that he, you know what I'm saying, and he could have been playing coy. But I believe it. He probably won't be in this. Immortus will be in.
Immortus, for sure. That's who I feel like if Loki is working for anybody, it is. And I feel like Immortus is trying to do the right thing with the TVA, but still rule at the same time.
See, this is how I feel. I think Immortus is the ultimate evil when it comes to Kang, because that's what he was. And Kang the Conqueror was bad, but Immortus was worse, right?
Right.
I think what we're going to get going for, if they keep Kang alive, this is all going to wrap back to Loki. You're gonna, because remember, I'm telling you, this is an Anakin Skywalker story as far as Kang goes. Anakin Skywalker story. Nathaniel Richards, right? Anakin, baby. You know what I'm saying? Don't know too much.
I feel like he was dusted and snapped. Right. That's why the Avengers had what they did was supposed to happen. Because if Nathaniel Richards is dusted and doesn't come back, no Kang, no Immortus, none of that. Stopped. That's why they were supposed to grab those stones. You know what I'm saying? And boom.
What if, going back to what I said about Sylvie not really knowing her mission, but what if her mission is to save Kang or Nathaniel? Or Mortis has a variant, Nathaniel, Kang, or whatever you want to call him,
right,
locked up in the TVA, right? The golden elevators that she tried to go into.
Okay. Because I don't feel like she's going to go there and see Timekeepers.
No.
Or Kang. No.
Or Kang. No. He's locked up. He's supposed to show up in Ant-Man, right?
Kang is, yes.
Kang is. They're going to go either... Okay, let me ask you this. How does he show up in Ant-Man?
How does Kang show up?
Right. How does Kang show up? We know, because think about both Ant-Man movies, and they're bringing the Wasp back. Or not the Wasp, Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket.
Where did Yellow Jacket go?
Right, to the quantum realm.
To the quantum, all the way down.
Yep.
If he comes back, who comes back with him? Or
who gets him back?
Gets him back. You see what I'm going with?
Right.
Because there's no reason for Kang to show up in Ant-Man and Wasp 2 or whatever we're calling it.
Right.
There's really no reason. Because they're not gonna go and start. I don't see them going back. It's still too risky to go down that. You know what I'm saying? Even though
he go that far, even though he did,
it's still too risky. I don't see them playing with time the way that they played with time that one time, because it's still too risky.
Right.
And the one person who controlled it is gone now. Or you know what I'm saying? Tony Stark is dead. So
I feel like with Kang, what's not clear.
Mm-hmm.
What's not clear with Kang is his motivations.
That's why, but that's why I think Kang's story is the Anakin Skywalker story. Young Anakin, we get Jedi, starts turning evil, real emotional. You know what I'm saying? He falls in love with a princess. Guess who Kang falls in love with but can't have? Renslayer, right?
Right.
He has to make decisions. One of Kang's story was save Renslayer or kill the Avengers. He said, "Nope, I'm killing the Avengers."
That's what I feel like he's trying to do now, and stop them completely. Because I feel like his only.
Hey, go ahead. Yeah.
I want to hear it. Go ahead. Let's do it. And what's up, Big Bar?
Hey, it's not a stupid idea.
No.
Raise it. But what you were saying?
Like I said, I feel like his goal as Immortus is to keep this same time loop where he controls every single time. So,
right.
Who in the comics, the only people that really can stop him are who? The Avengers. Most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that they always foil his plan. So, and this makes sense as to why Kang is.
Not to cut you off. Let me XR. We will read the comments, man. Go have a field day in the comment section. We are gonna read the comments. I just I don't know if you were there last stream. No, you were there. I told you from now on, I want to get our topics out so I can come back and address the comments without, you know what I'm saying, jumping back and forth from the comments. So I don't want you to feel excluded. If you feel excluded, let me know. But yeah, I am gonna read the comments. I want to dedicate time to your comment. I don't want to just talk, comment, and then forget about what we were talking about on the topic.
Right.
So hopefully you can respect that. I am going to respect your comment. I am going to read it. Formal foundation, please raise your stupid idea. I don't think it'll be a stupid idea, but
right, because it's all speculation. So.
Right, it's all speculation. There it is. Okay. He says so. Hold on, before I address it, Kobe, you were talking. I'm gonna let Kobe finish his point.
So I think, like I said, he has to try to eliminate all of the ways people oppose him. That's how you keep control. You know, he's the master of time. Mm-hmm. So I'd send people to jump here. You know what I'm saying? Keep these different timelines from happening. The Avengers are broken up now. You know what I'm saying? I've got Captain America, the one that really could pull them back together because Tony Stark is dead. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense as to why all these events keep happening. Why things keep happening. Like why even this, you know what I'm saying? They were able to figure out how
to time travel.
Right. How?
Yeah. It's I mean,
how were they able?
Right. I agree with you. And formal foundation, let me read because I actually like this.
Okay.
He says, I think Kang's story is going to be the biblical Holy Trinity. The Timekeepers is the Holy Trinity. 3 versions of Kang from different eras. Kang has gone back 3 times in order to keep himself from becoming successful. He puts a set of people who he thinks will assist him in keeping things steady, similar to how the TVA is keeping variants to keep things going. Kang 1 son goes back to stop him being opposed. Later on, he realizes his mistakes and goes back as an older Kang father to correct his mistakes, ensuring everything to aid Kang 1 and continue. And I'm pretty sure he got something else going. But I like that. That to me, that kind of explains what I'm saying with Loki, this big long con, him knowing about the TVA, right? Loki likes to work for someone. Is he working for one of these Kangs, these Holy Trinity Kangs that he's come? You know what I'm saying? Is the Kang, let's say the Kang father, is that Immortus?
Right.
Is one of
the Kang and Nathaniel Richards. We know that.
Right.
Yeah, we know that. That's a given. So, and that's the thing with everything they're setting up in the background. They already gave us Nathaniel Richards' story. Yeah. Young Avengers are already being worked out in the background. Mm-hmm. All of their whole team. That's going to be the team going forward. Because also they confirmed today that Fantastic Four is the last movie in Phase 4.
In Phase 4, right.
So how can you have Reed Richards without Nathaniel Richards?
Well, I think this is what I think. I think we're not going to get Nathaniel Richards ASAP. Or you know what? We've seen the origin of Fantastic Four a couple of times already. Maybe Fantastic Four is already established. I don't know how you know what I'm saying?
I feel like they're going to come from the future.
From the future. So what if it's not Fantastic Four? We get the Future Foundation, which is basically just Fantastic Four.
Right.
So, like you said, they come from the future. Nathaniel Richards and Vivian Richards. I think that's the sister's name, Vivian, or I think that's the sister's name, Vivian Richards. They come in. Doom loves that, and that's Doom's niece and nephew.
Right.
I don't know. Would it be step? He views them as family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Doom also has a time machine. Yep. Guess who Kang learned time travel from?
Right.
Doom. Because Doom, he ended up fixing Doom's time travel chair. And that's the chair that you see him in.
Levitates in, yep.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
All connects.
Yeah.
Like you said, all of it can, or I should say, can connect if they
Yep.
do it the right way.
Very easily. Yes.
God children, that's right, God children. He also says Cain, the ghost, because he's still on the Holy Trinity, understands he messed so many people's lives up and goes back again to try and stop her from causing the mistakes. But the first two, son and father, are out to make Cain successful. Cain, the ghost, is going back to break his success. How do you do that? You bring in Loki, Enchantress hybrid, to break it up from the inside. There you go. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. Now, I don't think it's necessary. Well, it could be the Loki Enchantress hybrid. I think she was helping. If we're using your analogy, she was helping the son. The son ended up getting corrupted by the father, like you said.
Right.
The ghost finds another Loki, which is our Loki, Loki Prime, so to
Right.
speak, and he uses him to go, to go back in, but he educates him more than Sylvie was educated in how to do, and doing stuff. I like that, man. It's some holes, but I think it's some patchable holes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm right along with you. I feel like I said, this is one big long con. The reason why it's Loki, the reason why it's called Loki is because it's Loki,
Right.
the god of mischief. You know what I'm saying? Prince of Lies, all of that. However many aliases he has. Formal Foundation says because you have to remember that the timekeepers have brought Loki Prime in. Yeah. But remember, they wanted to get rid of Loki Prime. Renslayer wanted to off with his head.
May. Right.
But Mobius wanted to keep Loki Prime around. Why?
Right.
Why did Mobius want to keep Loki Prime around?
Right.
And I got a question too. Are we dealing with multiple Mobiuses? If you go back to what Renslayer, she talked about having another analyst. Just
leaves the ring.
Leaves the ring. He doesn't remember leaving the rings, but they both leave rings. They both do the same. They both have the same ticks and same nuances and stuff like that. So maybe we're not dealing with multiple Lokis in the TVA. What if we're dealing with multiple Mobiuses? Mobius M. Mobius.
Okay.
What if it's three of them? That's why it's Mobius M. Mobius. So it's Mobius.
Right.
What if one of them is called M. Mobius? One of them is called MM Mobius.
Right.
Or something like that.
Right. It makes sense.
So I don't know, man. I'm just throwing things out there.
It's nice. Right.
Timekeepers, Kang Ghost have brought Loki Prime in. Kang's son and father are pushing the narrative that he's a bad guy. Let me see. Timekeepers is the Kang Ghost have brought Loki Prime in. Kang's son and father are pushing the narrative that he's the bad guy. But okay, yeah, no, okay. So you're saying that the timekeepers. Okay, let's break this down. So, do you think the timekeepers? There's three timekeepers from what we see. One of those timekeepers is the Kang Ghost. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. They want to stop Kang's son and father. Is that what you're saying? Hold on, let me see. He says all three are timekeepers. Kang Ghost is bringing Loki in, knowing he can break it from the inside. Okay, let me see. You got anything on that, Kobe? How do you?
Like I said, I feel like that timekeeper thing is a ruse.
Yeah, I don't.
That's not tight. And to me, that's the perfect.
I don't even think. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't even like. To me, that's the perfect way to seize control.
Mm-hmm.
You point yourself as all powerful. The Wizard of Oz, right? You know what I'm saying? The man behind the curtain is just a man. You know what I'm saying? We keep giving Kang so much more than what he actually is. Mm-hmm. He's a man with no powers.
No powers, right?
No superpowers, no nothing. He has gadgets. and you know what I'm saying, is a man of the future, and he
Mhm.
knows how to time travel.
He says each iteration doesn't know the later versions of Kang. Son doesn't know father, and Ghost. Father knows son is Kang, but doesn't know about Ghost. Kang, Ghost knows son. You okay?
So so we're saying it. What you're saying is Immortus is the end,
Mhm.
and he's trying to keep himself from being the end again.
No, okay. I think what he's saying is you have Immortus. Immortus is the Kang that made it from the start. Oh, he's saying bang on. Yeah, okay. I agree. Yeah. So he's saying that Immortus is the Kang, Nathaniel Richards, Kang the Conqueror, Immortus. He made it all the way to Immortus, right?
Okay.
Then you get Nathaniel Richards, Kang the Conqueror, who comes in as the son, so so to speak, when we're dealing with the Holy Trilogy, who tried to stop Immortus, right? Because he's saying that the father knows the son, but the son doesn't know the ghost, and the ghost doesn't know the father.
Okay.
So uh if they're all there together, they don't know each other. The only person who knows everything is Immortus. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Oh, so they are the timekeepers. Like you said, this
Mm-hmm.
council of Kangs is the
It's the
timekeepers.
timekeepers, but one is trying to stop. He doesn't know that it's a Kang. He just knows him as Immortus. So let's say the ghost, which would be the last one, he's hired this Loki. You see what I'm saying? The Loki Prime. The
Okay.
son, while on his ascension into becoming Immortus, he was also trying to stop Immortus, but Immortus stepped in, maybe brainwashed him, and now, you know what I'm saying, he's on the Council of Kings with them.
Right.
But in the midst of doing that, he hired Sylvie to help. You see what I'm saying? Now, the
Okay.
only thing that falls short is where does this old man Loki fit? Because I still think Sylvie and old man Loki has a tie together.
Okay.
So he
I
said, my bad. He says Ghost in this example is Immortus. Each time he travels back, he knows the version before, but not after. So Immortus is like, let's break the chain, bring in a load of Lokis, and okay, so he's saying Immortus is the ghost.
the like I said, yeah, the right, the end, and Kang would be the father, and
Mhm.
Nathaniel would be the son in his trilogy. So that's what I'm saying. So with what we know about these characters is we know that there is no Nathaniel Richards
That's
without Kang.
without Kang.
No, 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 because he saves him from dying.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So instead of saving him from dying, why not save him from being snapped, which is in a
It's
sense
the same thing.
dying.
Dying. Right.
Right. So saved him from being snapped.
Hmm.
He can live and become Kang
Right.
as Nathaniel Richards.
Right. I think formal foundation is saying the same thing you're saying, but think of remember time variance stepping
Right.
off the timeline.
Right.
One Kang never stepped off the timeline.
Immortus.
Immortus, right?
Right.
Uh, but I think it's in my example we have four Kangs, not three. We have four because we have to have Nathaniel Richards, right?
Right.
There was a Kang before Kang the Conqueror. So you have Immortal Richard, you have Kang, then you have Kang the Conqueror, then you have Immortus. Or I forgot the one that went back to Egypt that
Yeah. What happened, sir? Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You can even throw him into the mix. But those are ones that stepped off, that ventured off before they even became Immortus.
Right.
I'm saying. So, and that's what I mean by what he's saying is dope, but it's got some holes or some things that can be played with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with it. XR says he hated this episode. They turned Loki into a cuck. Don't unskilled soy boy. He was getting his ass handled in most of the episode. He's supposed to be smart and cunning.
Well, that's what we were saying.
That's
That's
what
the
we're saying.
trick, man. Yeah.
Hey, I had that same thought when I was like, man,
Why is
this,
he letting him whip his ass
yeah,
like that? And
like
why is she, you know what I'm saying, letting that happen too? She
it
just, yeah, it didn't make any
it
sense.
makes I'm with you, XR, but I started thinking outside of the box.
Right,
Outside of the box. Is this a long con that Loki's playing, or is this even truly happening?
right,
Is this even truly happening? Is this just one big illusion that Loki has made?
right.
You see what I'm saying? He couldn't get enchanted by Sylvie, Lady Loki, Enchantress. Why couldn't he? Because he was already doing the enchanting. He already was enchanting her. So to gain her trust, yeah, he has to look like he needed her, right?
Right.
Think about it. How do I gain somebody's trust? Oh, I need you. Help me out. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, I look like the soy boy cuck, as you say. So
Right.
now this Loki variant is going to think that I need her.
Right.
But in all actuality,
I'm stabbing her in the back.
the back, because I'm Loki. That's
Right.
remember the name of this show is Loki.
Not Lady Loki, not Sylvie, Loki.
Loki, not TVA,
Nope.
none of that.
Not Kang, not none of that.
This is about Loki. What is Loki? The god of mischief. We never saw Loki just get destroyed this way, other than when the Hulk, you know what I'm saying, the Hulk did him.
Right.
He says, which Form Foundation says, which makes sense for the father who's out to ensure that the son is saved.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So in episode 2, who was Hulk Loki? That was a playback to what comic was that? Was it Siege? And Loki actually that was actually the actual different Lokis that was running around at a certain point in time. Damn, what comic was that? I can't remember exactly what comic it was, but those was exactly those images. They just made them look like Tom Hiddleston. So who was the Hulk Loki? I'm gonna have to bring that up. I'm gonna have to find
Okay.
that. Give me a second.
Take your time. Take your time. Another question I want to ask during this is, with everything that was going on, the timeline's dropping and everything. So if we're gonna say that that was Lady Loki's job, right? We saw that this had already happened once before.
Okay,
That this just like that the multiverse had been broken up. You know what I'm saying? They talk about this war.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we have already seen that. This is a loop. Obviously,
Right.
everything's branched off to where they can't stop it anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The multiverse is there now. So when we say, I guess, multiverse, we're talking about, like we said, just different variants of people from different times.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody should have. That wouldn't make sense to why they would have different powers.
What you mean? Oh, I'm sorry. Say that you saying because the timeline was broken before.
Right. And that's the thing, it's been rebroken. So I don't understand them saying variants would have different powers.
Oh, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They shouldn't, because they should all come from one.
Right.
At the end of the day, you can't be a variant unless you step off your timeline from being, you know what I'm saying, one Loki or one whoever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my issue too. You know what I'm saying? Let me get the chat kind of blowing up. Let me get
okay.
I'm gonna just say FF. FF says I think start of episode 4 is gonna be there on the train still, and Loki just need to know how to enchant. I think he already knew how to enchant.
Yep.
I do think, and even Kobe agreed that they're still on the train.
Yep. She's still asleep.
Yeah, they're still on the train. XR says, and the comedy is getting old and repetitive. Disney and Marvel can't come up with something different. This show feels like the rest of the MCU.
Not to me. Not to me. The first 2 episodes kind of were not necessarily comedic, but
yeah, there's not really been a lot of you know what I'm saying? It's Loki is a trickster, so of course he's gonna be jovial and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. That's how you gain someone's trust. You don't gain somebody's trust by just being an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
You got to go out and you got to make people like you.
You know
that charm that they keep talking about with Loki, right?
But I don't really see a lot of even Owen Wilson hasn't really necessarily been.
They won't even let him say his catchphrase.
Really been into He won't even say wow.
Right. Nope.
They're not even gonna let him do that.
Nope. Because that'll take the focus off of Loki.
FF says what would be cool is if all the Lokis that exist only exist so Kang can get ultimate Loki and send Loki Prime on missions to grab other Loki powers, enchanting and such. Yeah. And here's I'm a full screen it. This is what I meant. This I can't remember exactly what comic it is. It might have been Young Avengers. But as you see the Hulk, Loki in the back, every Loki that they showed is in this picture,
right?
And all you know what I'm saying, like I said, everyone they show except for Lady Loki. Lady Loki isn't there, but you get Kid Loki bottom right, Frost Giant Loki, Kid Frost Giant Loki left. You get the old man Loki or older Loki on the left, next to the Loki Prime, and then you get the original Loki from
Norse,
and then you get like I said, all those in the back, the hulking Loki, and that could be an iteration, even though I know he's not blue, but that just could be Loki in a frost giant form, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. I know he's not blue, but that could be that. But yeah, these are all the different iterations of Loki throughout history, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by they all, if Loki, because he can shape, we know he can shape change and stuff like that, or cast illusion, however we want to say, he can change the shape. Him stepping off the timeline should be him stepping off the timeline. That's how I look at it. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No matter what, like looking at this picture right here, all of those look like Loki.
Yep.
Except for the damn cat over here. But I'm, you know what I'm saying? But that's different. That's him turning into a cat.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But they are in essence black hair, with the horns. They look like personalities of Loki. Yep. She does not look like a personality of Loki to me.
That's why I don't feel like she is at all.
You know what I'm saying? XR says the name of the show is Loki, but it won't be about him. Disney and Kevin Feige deceive us. Watch the rest of the series will be about Loki getting a lecture from who? Who would he get a lecture from? Like XR, think about this. Because it seems like to me you're the only one trying to sell Loki short.
Right.
We're trying to give Loki.
Right.
We're seeing the Loki in the show, and and there's nothing wrong. You're seeing the opposite of the spectrum. There's totally
that's the way it's supposed to be, right?
You know what I'm saying, but in this, us going back and forth, it seems like you're the one selling Loki short.
Right. You're on the side of that. He's not what they've made him out to be in the comics.
Right.
I feel like they're trying to give you comic accurate Loki.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm getting this might not be a Loki story from out of the comics per se, but I'm getting Loki, the essence of Loki in this show.
Right.
If now to your to what you're saying, if what we are saying pans out, then this is the ultimate Loki.
Yep.
Now, if it doesn't, and it turns out that he is just getting his ass whooped, and there's no long con, and nothing about this show is Loki-ish or whatever you want, however term you want to put it.
Man, it would choke that character
Yeah.
to death.
That
Just
then,
like worse than Thanos did.
then yeah, and I think the MCU or Disney, Marvel, whoever,
Will
they're
take
gonna
a big hit.
yeah, they're gonna take, because I'm gonna tell you this. We got Scarlet Witch, right?
Yep.
We got Scarlet Witch. We got Falcon or Captain America, however you want to put it. We got that. Why wouldn't we get Loki?
Right.
Every character we've gotten to the highest level that it, you know what I'm saying, that they can necessarily give us as far as their character, their core character is. We've gotten that.
In just a short amount of time.
Right. We've got, like I said, Scott, we've got the most powerful being on earth, Tyrion, because I saw somebody break down all the, you know what I'm saying, different races and stuff in MCU, and Tyrion, or Earthbound hero, she would be the strongest per se, Scarlet Witch. And we got that.
Yep.
We saw how strong, devastating, and demolishing she could be. And
right.
Let her start getting control. That's even going to be worse. Or maybe she doesn't have control.
Right.
that's even better. Right. So
maybe she's just a wild loose cannon.
Yeah. A Mustang out
here. Right.
You know what I'm
saying?
That's
Scary.
That's scary.
Power without a focus.
Yep. Double F says, I think I don't get, the thing I don't get is Loki Prime is still a variant. So the big question should be, who is the non-variant? That's a good question. That is a good question.
That's where I feel like Sylvie comes in.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, like I said, that's where I feel like she comes in. Mm-hmm. That's the reveal.
What if the point of the show is actually to get Loki to the actual Loki Prime? So all the resets that we saw just show the place that Loki Prime messed up before the original timeline. Could be, like even with me stating the homage to Skull Island, that was still Tom Hiddleston there, right?
Right.
That a Loki? You see what I'm saying?
That would be an interesting concept, right?
So, yeah. Now that you say that, what if that was all the places the original Loki messed up the timeline? Okay, why would she want to fix what the original Loki messed up? I guess would be my question.
I don't think she does.
Right.
I think the TVA wants to fix it, and she wants to break it apart again.
Right. So if he had already messed up those timelines, her resetting it, or hold on, wait. What if the point of the show is to actually get Loki to the actual Loki Prime? So all the resets that we saw just showed a place that Loki Prime messed up from the original timeline. Was it already fixed? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to wrap my head around what you said. Okay, so Loki messed these timelines up.
Okay.
They fixed them. Was this some kind of plan that he never finished? So now she's got to finish the plan. Is that what it is? He says, because Sylvie is saving herself and she's going to be Loki's daughter. Without being Loki Prime, she never exists. Dum. Oh, okay. So you're saying that she is Loki's daughter, but her last name would be Loki's daughter, not Lofi's daughter. Or Lofi's daughter. She would have been, her last name would have been Loki's daughter.
Right.
So I don't think she's Loki's daughter. Because that, the Asgards, they take the last name, or they take the first name as the last as their last name. Like right. Thor is Thor Odin's son.
Right.
right? His daughter, I forgot her name. I think it's Helga, or I think it's Helga. Thor's daughter's name is Helga. Thor's daughter, or how how they spell it with the
Hmm.
crazy spelling or whatever. But that's what it is. So, I mean, but this the MCU, and they can change whatever the hell they want. Who
It
knows?
could be his symbolic
Yeah,
daughter,
it could be his right symbolic daughter,
adopted daughter.
adopted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, I do remember that. You have to remember, she says, I taught myself to enchant. This is actually going to be a variant of her. Hmm. Now my head is hurting.
Yeah. It just, the rabbit hole is deep on this show.
Now my
There's
head
a
is
lot of ways they could do this, but I mean,
let me see. XR says, "Where the Silver Surfer show up in this? I miss surprising cameos in the movie." I'm with you. Not Silver Surfer. I mean, I would like to see some
yeah,
cameos. Let me ask you, what make you say Silver? Why would Silver Surfer show up
no.
in
If
this? If
I
okay,
think,
yeah, are you saying because they're going from different different worlds? What if they show up on his world or something like that? I can see that, you know.
right,
But there's really no, to me that would be a wasted cameo. Um, Fanfare is good, but that wouldn't, to me that would be wasted. You know what I'm saying?
right,
That would just be a wasted cameo. Why show them if they're not really gonna do anything with them? Because that's all it would be.
right,
Because then remember, you don't want a cameo to take over the show. That's what happened with the Ralph Boner situation with
hmm,
uh uh the Quicksilver thing with Scarlet Witch. Like that took over or overshadowed what was going on in WandaVision. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So, but I'm with you. I wouldn't mind a dope cameo, or what I'm saying, something like that. Or maybe we've gotten that dope cameo, which is the Enchantress. Maybe that's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's exactly what we got. Because if you think about it, um, WandaVision, we got Agatha, and we got 2-for-1. We got Agatha and we got Spectrum
Yep.
or Photon, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Monica Rambeau. So we got two new characters. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We got um, John
Walker,
John Walker, and we got, what's her name?
Contessa.
Tessa. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? We might get it. It is another actor out there that we're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, showing up. So who knows? We might get another character. You know what I'm saying? Rather than she sat and learned how to do enchanting, a variant of her taught her how I taught myself. Um, I
Hmm.
think she would have said if it was a girl, because she didn't remember her mother. So I'm thinking her mother, you know what I'm saying? That would have been like a mother figure to her.
Right.
If it was another variant teaching her. Um, you know what got me? They kept saying they were chasing a Loki and they kept calling it a him.
Mm-hmm.
But then she showed up. That was another thing that I meant to mention earlier. I don't know if you remember that, Kobe. Every time Mobius talked about, it's a Loki out there, we got to find him. But this guy is, you know what I'm saying? It was always in the form of the male pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
Just to throw that out there. And then she shows up. So I think it is another Loki variant out there. Probably like we spoke about Old Man Loki. That's what I think.
Okay.
It says we also got a new Falcon. Yes and no. He was there, but not in Falcon form, right?
Right.
But so I'm not counting that just yet. Not yet. But yeah, his character is there, but not as Falcon form.
Right.
I'm saying. And XR says because they're going to different worlds. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you were saying once I thought about it. You know what? I wouldn't mind Silver Surfer, but you know what would probably be better? The Carbonites. what's his name? Beta Ray Bill.
Okay.
Planet. You know what I'm saying? Them showing up because I think his planet, I think he's the last. So that could be one of the, catastrophes. They could show up to his world as an apocalyptic world or whatever. Because he's the last carbonite, if I remember correctly. So
Right.
and
Another thing I want to touch on,
okay, go ahead.
and I feel like this is important, is
This Loki we pulled is from 2014, right?
12.
2012. Okay.
Yeah.
2012. Everything.
My bad. Is damn 12 years. Yeah. 2012. That was the first Avengers movie. So
Okay.
yeah.
So he's pulled from 2012.
Mm-hmm.
This means that was the sacred timeline, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Everything that's happened is already still happening. Nothing has stopped.
Right, because it's a sacred timeline.
Right. So
no. Because that Loki is running around. He hasn't been replaced. Which means, and I hope I'm not destroying whatever you're about to say.
No. You might fix it.
But that means that what happened in Thor Dark World never happened.
Right.
He's not imprisoned. He never got a chance to fake like he was Thor and get killed and have his arm cut off or whatever. He never got to die, or first he never got to fight with Thor and Ragnarok, and then he never got to die on the ship with Thanos. Right. So that timeline is completely gone. Because I don't care what you say. If you remove one component off a timeline, it is not sacred anymore.
This is true.
It's not. Also, Captain America is gone.
Right.
So the Avengers never happened. Because he removed himself from the timeline. If time works that way, because that's the whole thing. How does time work?
It should work in a loop.
Right.
We're getting all these different variants.
Mm-hmm.
It should be a loop. Everything has a beginning and an end, and then it starts again. So that's a loop.
Right. So which means if what she said is true about them taking that all the TVA agents and personnel are different variants, where are they in the sacred timeline?
Right.
That means they had to step off the sacred timeline, and even if they reset it, because they said, okay, hold on, let me think about how they reset these timelines, and because they only do it when a variant steps off, right?
Right. Before it becomes a nexus event.
They capture the variant. That's the tricky thing. They capture the variant. How do you reset a time? Help me out, Kobe. How do you reset the timeline?
Eliminate it. You don't reset it.
Right. So you eliminate it. To what point? How far back is the fuse set?
I want to know what these things do.
Now you got me thinking.
What do they do? What do these time grenades do?
You brought up PIM particles.
Yep. I think they shrink them, these timelines, when you go to the TVA or go to the quantum realm, you're outside of time. Mm-hmm. So that's where they send these timelines to the outside of time. Mm-hmm. They can't affect the main timeline because they shrink it down to so small to where it's basically atoms. That's what I'm saying. How can they can't destroy this matter? The only way that they can even go through it like this is stepping through, like, what I'm saying, with Kang being, is he considered a Nexus being?
Kang?
Yes.
In the comics or
The comics.
in the comics, yeah.
Okay.
If I remember
So
correctly, yeah, Nexus.
that's that gives him the ability to be able to traverse the multiverse
Hmm.
or step through these different dimensions.
Right.
So when you have, like I said, if you have these, like I said, you're eliminating time, eliminating this different timelines. The only way I can see that they're eliminating them is they're not reversing them, they're destroying them completely. That's where I feel like, or not necessarily destroying them, but bringing them down all the way down to where they're nothing.
Hmm.
And then that's an easier way to control it as well. Like you said, that's why I think PIM particles,
Yeah.
because that's how they were able to time travel
Right.
and everything
Right. Yeah.
was the quantum realm.
Yeah.
There's not another way to time travel other than with the time stone. And they're trying to make it at that point irrelevant.
Okay, here are all the nexus. I'm a name all the nexus beings. Then I'm gonna hop into the comments. I'm gonna go through those right quick, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. So if you have some comments that you want to
Yeah.
say real quick, throw them into the chat. Because we're running on, we're getting to about 2 hours.
Right.
So I do want to, like I said, I want to address you guys' comments. I don't want you to think that I'm not addressing your comments, but all the nexus beings from we have Scarlet Witch, Kang, Merlin, Cincy Neg. I don't remember Cincy Neg. I thought Wolverine was a nexus being for some reason, but that's it. That's who they named. I don't know why I thought Wolverine was a nexus being, but there you go.
Right. Anybody else has to open a portal to step between these dimensions or anything like that. They can't just, like I said, we saw Wanda pull hers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Kang, obviously, his is time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He made it to the end of time. That's him being a nexus being. You're outside of time.
Outside of time. Yep. 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 Yeah. This is okay. So I'm. This is from. Is this a Marvel? No, this is the fandom. Timekeepers. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Mm-mm-mm.
It is weird. But yeah, let me get into these chats. What I leave off at?
Okay.
So we can go ahead and wrap it up. Former Foundation says, "Nah, I think old man Loki has messed up the timeline, and he's helping Kang the Ghost, and Enchantress is helping out old man Loki reset his timeline, and Loki Prime will become old man Loki when they reset all these timelines." Okay. He says 2004 Asgard, 1984 Sakaar, 1382 Ego, and 1982 Titan. He says, "Tell me that the four above is not resetting Loki's journey." Yeah, yeah. He says this is on the screen when they reset him. Yep, yep, yep. Absolutely right. XR says, "When do you think the Moon Knight TV show will come out? Also, hope it's coming accurate. It has more than 6 episodes."
No,
XR, you like to jump around, man.
yeah, I don't have any idea. Like,
I don't know.
we've got a lot of story to see before we see Moon
Yeah,
Knight.
I think that's one that they're gonna put in the can, and it might be a phase. For all we know, it could be phase 2. It could be, or not phase 2. I'm sorry, it could be
Phase 5.
phase 5.
Right.
Phase 5 for all we know, man. We do know that he's getting in shape and training and everything and getting ready. I don't know if they've even shot anything yet.
Right.
So 2023, 2022 maybe, because for the most part, I think they got everything lined up already. You got the next will
we
be
won't see
Hawkeye.
Moon Knight won't be part of this phase, I don't think.
I don't think it'll be part of the phase because you got Hawkeye, Miss Marvel.
Yep.
What am I missing? What If, Armor Wars, Secret Invasion.
Ironheart.
Yep, and Ironheart. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good question. I really don't know. More than 6 episodes. It's all about. I'm gonna tell you this: if these 6 episode things is working, and it lines up perfectly for when they release their movies, then they might keep 6 episodes. But or if the story that they're telling only takes 6 episodes and that's it, you don't want them to
get stale.
Right. You don't want
We
filler.
don't want a sitcom or a series. We want a short. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want. Yeah.
It'll be stale.
Filler episodes. You maybe one. Like I think. Would you consider this a filler episode? Well, it depends. If what?
No, I feel like it's one of those out of context episodes.
Okay. 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 But yeah, I hate filler episodes where you just
Right.
it has no connection to really what's going on. It's just we're just gonna do this because we need to fill a time slot or whatever. Nah, I don't need that. Former
Right.
Foundation says thoughts on Loki tying into what if those reset those timelines that was reset or that's going crazy. What if those are what if timelines? That's how I'm looking at it. What about you, Kobe? How do you feel?
It could be. It could be. But I also think that the What If series is really going to be a big point in the continuity of the entire multiverse going forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see that. Or this could be those what ifs could be the old timelines that the timekeepers or whatever they were called had to get rid of in order to make the sacred timeline.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I think
Mm-hmm.
it's plenty of ways they can do it. Or it just could be what ifs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nothing to do with anything. But I would like it to be. I was reading something about the Exiles. I would like to be something based on either the Exiles or what's the other time traveling people they have. I can't think of it right now. But if they base it off the Exiles, I think especially if they start, if that's a way they can introduce some crazy mutants that they wouldn't even use. You know what I'm saying? Or just characters, stuff like that. I think that would be dope. You base what if off the Exiles, because from what I understand, it's not just going to be just different story, told. It's going to be an actual story throughout the whole season of or series or whatever. So, or at least that's what I heard. It's not just going to be like anthology or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm thinking is like some of the characters that we were getting, like in the trailer, they show zombie Captain America. So I'm thinking like Marvel zombies.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The what if is, what if somebody tampered with the super soldier serum and we got a zombie Captain America instead of, what I'm saying? Right. Super soldier Captain America. So that's what I'm seeing, as far as this goes. They also, I feel like they have to build a team from this as well.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I think it would be a team to address.
Right.
Well, okay. You say, how does Loki tie in? What if, because of what happened in Loki, now they have to build a team, the what if team, so to speak, to handle these multiversal madness that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Man, when they keep showing the Easter egg about Peggy Carter in the first episode, and she's supposed to be Captain Britain. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it makes sense.
There you go.
What I don't agree with is, I think if that was the case, it's going to be a hard sell for me to go from, I'm supposed to see this. I saw this live action, and then now I'm supposed to see it as animation.
Right, animation. Yeah, and that's another thing too, and that's why I think it is going to be something like the Exiles, parallel off on its own. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with what's going on with the actual MCU. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just slightly call back to the MCU, but not enough to have any relevance going forward.
Right.
He says, would it be cool? Loki walks into a room with a load of Pirates of the Caribbean boats and jars, and it's just what if bottles. Yeah. I feel that.
Right.
All right, X, our last one, so we can wrap it up. He says, do you think Loki will keep some stones for himself? It's Loki.
I feel like if there's multiples, he can keep them and drop them back into the main timeline.
Yep.
And cause more chaos.
More chaos. This might be how we get the stones back into the main MCU timeline.
Because like I said, Doctor Strange, that's a staple of his power.
Yeah.
That Eye of Agamotto,
Hmm.
that's a staple of his power. So for him
Right.
to not have it,
Yeah, because he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
oh, enlighten us, formal foundation.
Oh, the reason I says dropping them in certain. Okay, he says dropping them in certain areas of time, ready to be used. Hmm. Mm. I can dig that. I can dig that. Are you saying that the reset charges are stones? Is that what you're saying?
Mm,
Hmm.
it's an interesting theory.
I mean, they what do they say about them? They get together, they control reality itself, right?
Mm,
So if you're using all the stones at one time and this reset charges or those reset charges, that would give them the ability to you got the space stone, which you have to in order to get rid of these things, you I guess, yeah, space, time, power, mind to you got to erase the minds of people you're not erasing or resetting or whatever. And what's the other one? Soul. So
and
yeah.
that's the thing. He said he reduced them to atoms.
Mm-hmm.
So you reduce something to atoms, that's breaking it down to
Yep.
its smallest function. That's why, like I said, you got to pay attention to the phrasing that they use.
Yep.
If he reduced the stones to atoms, you can't destroy their power. You
Right.
just made them so small that the average person can't use them,
Mm-hmm.
but they can use them in the quantum realm because they're dropped them down to that small.
Right. So yeah, I can see that. Okay. Okay.
Just makes sense, man. Why would they say that if it's not going to have implications going forward?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You can't destroy that kind of power. They state that all the time. If that was the case, why would we have so many infinity stones in a drawer?
Right.
If this loop keeps happening, of course it keeps happening. We get the stones back every single time.
Yeah.
We snatch them from these little various little bloop, bloop, bloop. We go through. Oh, I can steal the. Nobody can oppose me without those.
Right. My thing is just the time stream to me is just still confusing.
Yeah.
It's just still confusing. That's all I'm gonna say on that. It's just still confusing. Um, this was a good show, man. This was a real
Yeah.
good show. I wanna if you're still in the chat, XR, former foundation, Caleb, anybody else in the chat, if you have, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get a form up, and I'm gonna get the form out so you can go ahead and put your questions in early. No, I don't care what the subject is. You know what I'm saying? Get your questions in so I can actually maybe cater a stream around your questions. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And if I didn't address your chat before I sign off, let me know. Keep that chat up, or I need to figure out a way I can do that. Just keep the chat up. What I'll do is I'll try my best. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look in the chat and I will see if whether I addressed it or not. So because XR, I think the last time I think you had put something out and I didn't see it when I logged off. I think is when it came through, and I do want to apologize for that. But to help you, just keep it in the chat. I'm gonna try to go back and see what like I said, I'm gonna reread all the chats, see if I missed something. If I did, I will answer it in the next stream. You know,
Right.
and if you don't see me, bug me about it. Say, hey, remember I asked this question. You know what I'm saying? Because I am busy, and my mind sometimes be gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, but yeah, bug me about it. Let me know. Hey, you missed me in the chat last time. I got this question, and like I
Right.
said, we here for y'all. We here
Right.
for y'all. So if we ain't doing our job, you let us know. You let us know. But Kobe, you got anything else?
I'm good, man. I'm good. This was a good episode.
Yeah.
I'm ready for next week.
Yeah, ready for next week. Man. So 2 hours, man.
Yeah.
2 hour stream. But yeah, this was good. I appreciate everybody who came in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Donate if you can to help us out at www.buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse, or you can hit the Cash App, $BLUMINATI. That's $Bluminati. And it will help us out, man. And I really appreciate y'all, especially the new former I think is new
Yeah.
to the chat. So welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the house. Appreciate you for coming in, man. Every night or every weeknight at 9 o'clock.
Right.
And if I do not have a stream, I will let you guys know. I'm gonna post something up and let you know, hey, I won't be streaming today or tonight or whatever. So yeah, we're out, man. You ain't gotta go home, but got to get the hell up out of here. Peace.
Take it easy. Be safe.
Yep.